Welcome, Guido. Thanks so much for coming tonight. I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit about what you guys do at Yubico.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's really great to be here today. So at Yubico, we have a very simple mission is we want to make the internet more secure. And the way how we do it is with stronger authentication in a way that's essentially proof against phishing and many other attacks. We have these little Yubikeys. I'm not sure if you've seen them before. As you plug them into your computer, you just touch them. You use that often as a second factor or even as a first factor to log into a website or into a computer.
Wow, fantastic. That sounds like a miracle, really. I just had 2 SIM swaps within a space of less than 2 weeks, so...
Look, I was at a Bitcoin event recently, and very honestly, I felt somewhat left out. I've never been SIM swapped in my life, and everybody else was, so you're a step ahead of me.
It's a good thing to be left out of, I tell you what. And so, what's your thoughts about like where we're going as far as preventing this? Because it seems that the telcos aren't really paying attention. They've got their heads in the sands, and it's not good enough on their part. So, what do you think needs to happen, and what are your ideas from your perspective?
That's a great question. Like my very personal opinion is, there's definitely things the telcos can improve, but I think to some degree, I think we're running into an impossible problem here, which is that, if you have a website, say a banking website, right, for the most casual user, let's say my 11-year-old son that has an account there, SMS-based two-factor authentication is probably good enough.
Yes.
On the other hand, for the most high net worth client that they have, basically falling back to the level of security that a carrier has and AT&T has in their store is probably not enough, right? So basically taking all of internet security and reducing it to the security of the phone companies, I think long term it's just not going to work.
And I guess too, like I've read up on this quite a bit, and it appears that of course the telcos didn't expect that people would be using their phones in the way that they are required to use them for authentication and all of that. So do you think there needs to be like a whole rethink of that? And do you think the telcos will ever do that?
Look, I fundamentally think that the strong forms of authentication have to come from somewhere else, right?
Okay.
Today we have much better way of authenticating people. There's some really great new standards, like for example WebAuthn, which was ratified by the W3 consortium earlier this year, that basically allows you with some very inexpensive security keys like the YubiKey, or even with a built-in biometric identifier of your phone. It can provide you with an extremely secure way of logging in, right? That's far more secure than what you can ever achieve with an SMS. So, my personal take is I think for high security applications, SMS-based two-factor is just the wrong solution, right? And I think we're now actually seeing some regulators react. So there's now an opinion in the European Union where for certain applications, SMS two-factor can no longer be used. You need to fall back to other mechanisms. So I think long-term, my guess is that SMS-based or phone call-based two-factor is actually going to disappear and be replaced by other stronger methods.
Right, okay. Well, let's hope things get a bit better because there were quite a few people in the couple of weeks that I got hacked
Absolutely, yeah.
that I found out they were hacked too. So I was like, oh my God, this is awful. And then one of my advisors said, well, if you've got any sort of profile in the crypto community, then you're sort of a target. But I'm
Absolutely,
like, me?
I think the good news is today in many websites you can actually turn off SMS-based two-factor. So for example, if you're using Gmail, right, from Google, I don't know when it was exactly, but sometime during the last, I think 6 months, 9 months maybe,
Okay.
they give you the option to say, I no longer want SMS or phone number-based account recovery. I only want to do it with a security key.
Oh,
Right.
okay. So even on Gmail?
Even on Gmail. So you can basically, and if you do that, then if you get SIM swapped, it's still a nuisance to get your new SIM card and so on. But basically, at least your online accounts, all of them are safe.
That's really useful information. I'll check that out. Thank you so much, and thanks for coming. And I'm sure it's going to be a great panel.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Okay.
Glad to be.